pop.
Yeah, I gotta. This is gonna be interesting for me.
Because your podcast, you just gotta talk and be funny. I know the funny part is hard, but you just gotta talk.
Jesus. Roast me before I can even roast myself. That's not fair.
Haha, I gotta roast you. That's how it works.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Midnight Grab Up Podcast, January edition. I'm your host, Spunkytaylor, and I'm with my co-host.
Hey, I'm Tabitha. What's poppin'?
And our special guest.
Oh, do you want me to actually introduce myself?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jake the Red. I have a very soothing voice and a YouTube channel. It's actually very serene otherwise. Anyways, I am Jake the Red. YouTube at Jake the Red Game, I do believe. Because I had to change it, and all my socials are the same. Jake the Red Game on Twitter, Instagram, and I think Facebook. I don't use Facebook. Okay, continue.
Hey. So this is both of their first podcast. Like, just want to make a small announcement that Tabitha is our new member of Fan and Freaks.
Hey.
Hey.
That's me.
That's you. Congratulations. Feel accomplished? Do you feel famous yet?
Wow.
Wow.
I'm a real YouTuber.
And then
Have you ever felt more like a mom than you do right now, Taylor?
Yeah. I'm always a mom on YouTube. I feel a mom when I go to conventions, like when all my friends get drunk because I can never drink. I'm always the mom for them.
Dude, I was a mom, like, not a mom, I was a dad. Let's talk about me.
No, you was a mom.
For a minute. With my friends, well, with my friend, I only have one. Over this past, it was, fault because I supplied alcohol, but she, to be fair, she's a wino, so. And very interesting at that. I have nothing more to add to that story, by the way.
Alright, I thought you just like cut out. I was like, I'm sorry,
No,
man.
my friend Kim got drunk and I had to pretend falling down the stairs for at least an hour, so.
Damn.
Yeah. She has a problem and she admits it though. Yeah, she just doesn't want to fix it.
Yeah, me
So,
too, man.
that whole, like, the first step, admitting it, really does, it's not true, because then you have to actually admit that you want to fix it, and, you know.
I get it.
Anyways, you have gaming news, I do believe, to share.
Yeah, segue.
And I'm very interested.
Yeah, gaming news. Let's go. Alright, this year, I lost my train of thought. Yay. Gentle Jousting is coming out in full release. If you guys don't know what Gentle Jousting is, it is a game where
I thought it was called genital jousting.
Oh yeah, genital. It is genital jousting.
Genital jousting.
I can't stop.
That's why I didn't know what you were talking about.
Genital jousting. I just spelled it wrong.
My God.
Genital jousting. It's basically we just have a bunch of dicks flying around the screen and you try to connect it with each other. Yeah. It's a party game.
The interesting thing about them is that the dicks also have buttholes.
Yeah.
If you look very closely. I looked at screenshots yesterday and I was trying to figure out what you were talking about. I'm like, oh, it's a dick with an asshole.
It's a dick with an asshole. It's the new party game.
Honestly, my new
family friendly too.
Yeah, Twitch hasn't banned it.
It's fun for the whole family.
I mean, Twitch hasn't banned it, so I guess it's family friendly.
Oh,
but they did. But they did ban Yandere Simulator. I mean, yeah, they banned that like in May last year. Like that was wild. That was a wild time.
To be fair, I don't watch anything on Twitch, so.
I just hear my friends complain about it, and I was like, oops. Because that's what a lot of my friends' revenue was coming from that time, was everyone was watching the live streams of Yandere, and then Twitch is like, if you stream it, you're going to get banned. I was like, ooh.
Huh. Well, the thing is, I thought about streaming on Twitch, but then my friend was like, no, don't do that, because Twitch is, like, going downhill real quick. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll just stick to YouTube live streaming, I guess.
Actually, Twitch is doing a lot better right now because of YouTube.
Huh.
Because of everyone's switching to Twitch right now, and he can easily be a partner. You just gotta at least get like 6 people to review your live stream, and you can become a partner of Twitch.
Whoa,
Oh,
halfway
boy, I
there.
should be famous.
And like,
Okay. Anyways, please continue your gaming news.
the next one is Awesome Games Done Quick is a speedrunning Twitch channel, and they rose 2.25 million for cancer. I just wanted to let that know. I love Awesome Games Done Quick. They just play old-fashioned games and do it like under like 2 hours, finish like the whole game, and they like beat world records and stuff. It's just a fun thing to watch and get into.
Have they done Cuphead yet?
I don't think they've done Cuphead. I want to see that. I want to see them do a quick playthrough of Cuphead.
Well, I wanted to play Cuphead, but I've already broken a controller this year, so...
Let's break another. I just watched other friends play Cuphead. I couldn't play Cuphead on my own. I was too mad. I couldn't even make a video on it because I was so mad on it. Oh my gosh, Cuphead. Well, that's a game.
I think people really like seeing other people mad for some reason. It's a very sadistic side of YouTube where it's like, oh, rage is in the title. I'm gonna click on it and laugh at this person's literal inner pain. So, if you want to know how to make it big on YouTube, just tag your videos rage, and then you'll be doing good for yourself.
Or add Logan Paul to it.
Oh my god.
I had to slide in that in there so I can get that views. So I can put in the tags.
Logan Paul, Jake Paul, right?
Team
anybody
10.
That's in like anybody that's in like the drama faction of YouTube. Yeah. Like, it's weird because like last year you saw just this massive like hip hop culture develop in YouTube where it's like diss tracks and feuds and beefs, and it sucks. Like, all of them suck. I've not heard a good diss track yet.
I like iDubbbz.
Oh, I like iDubbbz too. His roast on Rice Gum was really funny.
I love the iDubbbz. I love the iDubbbz. This guy, I'm not gonna lie, this is the only diss track I ever loved.
But then you really gotta look and think. It's like the 90s were the heyday of diss tracks and beef tracks.
Right.
With like West Coast and East Coast rappers between Biggie and Tupac. So it's like how we came from that and evolved so far down to where 2 white kids from Ohio were dominating the diss track era of YouTube is really sad.
Don't forget about Rice Gum.
Okay, well, white Asian boy also dominating. Who's also going to be on a Super Bowl commercial.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Azalea.
Yeah, I heard about that. Oh my god.
Yeah. That was... I love Super Bowl commercials. Like, that's like half the reason you watch Super Bowl, because my team's never in the Super Bowl. It probably never will be. So I just watch it for the commercials.
I get it.
And having Rice Gum in commercials probably gonna make me jump out my own window.
We need Markiplier in a commercial.
True.
He needs to represent.
Yeah.
Marky Moo.
Dude's too busy right now. Well, actually, not anymore. He just went off tour.
Well, he's gonna go back in tour in a month.
Yeah.
He has to do Europe.
In Europe.
Gotta do his Europe tour.
You know, I went to his Akron, Ohio show last October, I think. And I liked it, but it wasn't all I really wanted it to be. Like, maybe it was because I was sitting too far away that I couldn't really make anything out, because I couldn't afford, like, lower level seating. Because I had to pay to get to Ohio, which is, like, 8 hours away.
Oh, God.
Pay for a hotel room, for the Ohio Turnpike, pay for tickets. It was not good.
Was it adventure?
Yeah, and, you know, I took my sister there because, you know, she's not a super fan of Mark. She likes him, and I'll take her to a show because I kind of want to go too. I just felt like it was over too quick, honestly.
Honestly,
But that was just.
I felt the same way. Because we saw the Louisville tour, and I thought it was gonna be like a 2-hour show, and I think it was like an hour. Wasn't it?
Yeah. I wish it was longer, but you know.
But I get it. But like, you can ever do so much in improv.
Right.
And then it all depends on the venue and how long they can let them rent.
Right. That's also true.
All
right. Anyways, we went way off track.
It's fine. What were you about to say, Tabitha?
Oh, I was just gonna say, vouching on like me and Haley's point of view, when we went, she was like so happy. It was like a kid in a candy store, and we both had a really good time.
Oh no, I had a good time. My little sister was like, I probably won't like freak out or anything, and she starts like freaking out as soon as they come out on stage. It was really funny.
So
She lost her voice.
He's like, I'd be chill. I'm not gonna freak out.
Honestly, that was Haley. Not even gonna lie.
I saw Haley freak out.
She started crying, and I was like, oh,
God.
yeah.
But like, it's the experience of almost serenity, being in the same room with somebody you've only ever seen on a screen. It's not like a celebrity; it's someone that you've somehow connected with in your mind, and just being in the same room with them is very strange and very different. It's a different experience, because I've been to concerts before. You know, those people are famous too, and I didn't feel the same way. But it's almost like I can't believe, you know, I'm actually in the same room with somebody that I've only known was real up to this point, but hadn't actually, you know, seen outside of a screen setting.
I mean, speaking of like meeting, being in the same room as celebrities and stuff like that, let me just tell you a funny, quick PAX East story from last year. So,
Oh boy.
Okay, so their security sucks at PAX East. Let me just tell you that right now. They
Well-
probably changed it by now, but it sucked because my friend Ray, he's friends with Bob and them. He's in his gaming group, and Ray left his jacket at my we was at a booth and he left it there, and he had to run back to the celebrity room because they all had seats reserved for them for the Jacksepticeye panel. And I texted him and said, hey, I have your jacket, and he's like, oh, just come to room like 326 and like give it to one of the people and to give it to him. I was like, okay. So I went there and I went up to the enforcer guy and I was like, hey, I have Ray's jacket, here you go if you want to give it back to him. And he just opened the door and he said, you could just come on in and chill for a little bit. And I'm like, what the heck? So I like walked in. It was awkward because he was at the panel and I was just standing there in the same room just waiting, and it's just like Markiplier is just 2 feet away from you, just sitting at the table with his girlfriend and Ethan and them like that, and then like other big celebrities like Mini Lad and Terrorizer just all over there, and I'm just sitting in the corner and just like, I'm not gonna freak out, just don't talk to anyone. If my friend Tom wasn't in that room, because he's also in Bob's group, if he wasn't there, I probably would have exploded. I don't know what would have happened, in all honesty. Tom like saw me in the corner and he's like, hey, what are you doing here? I was like, I'm just want to get Ray back his jacket, and he let me in the room and I'm just awkward right now. So he just sat there and talked to me until Ray came in, and he's like, how do you get in? And I was like, the enforcers suck. Like, I can make up any lie and they could come in.
Well, that's good to know.
They probably fixed it this year because I complained about it so much on a lot of people's channels.
Well, I mean, that's probably good. And you know, so a weird experience has happened to me before. I don't have a big YouTube channel. Like, I have 1,600 subs, but if you take away the ones from like the sex simulator videos that I've since removed, I have maybe 500, maybe 600. And I was at Burger King. I was at the drive-thru at Burger King, and after I put in my order, I drive up to the window, and one guy takes guy, you know, takes my card, runs it, and gives it back. And he just walks away from the window. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. Usually they just hand him the food. Then some kid, probably 16, comes up, and he's like really shy. And this is like 2 in the morning, mind you. So I'm not at all at presence of mind. And he hands me my bag, and he's like, there you go, Mr. the Red. I love your channel. And I'm like, huh, that was weird. And I drove away, and then I started putting it together. I'm like, I think I just had my first like fan interaction. And I completely blew the kid off, and I felt really bad. I still feel really bad about it to this day. I didn't even do him. I just said thank you, and then I drove away. I still feel like a dick.
I get it. My first, and like, no, it's not my only fan interaction. I had 2 more after that. But the first interaction I ever had with a fan was I was at San Japan last year. No, it was not in Japan. It was in San Antonio. For people that keeps on asking, did you really go to Japan?
Oh, disappointing.
No, the convention is just called San Japan. It's just in San Antonio. But I was in Mr. Creepypasta's panel, and there was like last minute questions and stuff like that, and I was just the little moderator, like running with the microphone and stuff like that, and answer a few questions if he wanted me to answer them. And there was a girl in the back of the like the whole thing, because there was like at least 4 to 5K people in the panel room. And then she was like, can I have Spunkytaylor's autograph? Because I like her channel and stuff. And I'm like, huh, what the heck? I said, somebody knows me. And I was like, and then Mr. Creepypasta invited her like on stage and stuff like that. And I got her autograph from, I said this autograph is going to suck. I told him. Because it was just, I didn't know what to sign. I didn't know it was just on my, like, just Taylor or Spunkytaylor, because that's what I go by on YouTube. I don't know. I just did Spunkytaylor and then just did it really carefully cursive, because I didn't want to fuck up. Cause I didn't want to fuck up her poster.
So had you ever spent any time thinking about how you'd sign anything if anybody had asked you that question ever?
I done it like a long ass time ago, and I just usually do like my normal like Taylor scribble. But now since I go by Spunkytaylor, I never knew if I should, when I autograph, should I put a Spunky now? That's like my only issue now.
Yeah. See, mine's real easy because I just have to sign a JTR, which I have done because I do believe. Oh no! So I did a giveaway at like 500. I gave away all my old recording equipment because I had since bought new stuff, and I wanted to help somebody else start a channel. And I know how expensive it can be. So I typed out this long letter, you know, good luck, you know, here's my experience, here's what works and what doesn't work for me, blah, blah, blah. And then I printed out and signed it. And I forgot to put it in the box with the rest of the stuff. But mine was really easy because it was just a big JTR with like a little bit of flair on it. But I still feel bad. I just remember this. Now I feel retroactively bad again because I didn't ever send. To be fair, I don't think she started her YouTube channel yet, so maybe I can still send it to her.
Wait, how long ago was this?
2 years.
Oh my god.
I've been on YouTube for a while. I think this is the 3rd year I've been on. Of course, I have not consistently posted since like year 1. So.
I think we started around the same time. Cause I think so. I started 3 years ago. Cause I think we started like around the same time. I know I started the same time as my friend Omar. Like we are just a day apart from our channels. And look at him go with his 100K subs. I'm proud of him.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just a product of, well, mine's definitely a product of uploading, because nobody's watching if you don't upload, and I didn't upload any gaming content for 8 months.
I don't think I've uploaded any gaming content in a minute. Oh, never mind, I'm a liar. Yeah, I'm a liar, because the recent one was with you, Tabitha, and Cody. That was the first gaming video I did in a while, because everything else has been storytime videos, the podcast, and vlogs.
Oof.
Well, I don't think your identity is really built around gaming like mine is.
I'm
Which-
everything.
You really screw yourself over when you're like, hey, this is a gaming channel. As soon as you say that you are a gaming channel, you're nothing else. Which sucks. Because there's other stuff that I'd like to do,
Then do.
but I don't have the audience to do it yet. If I'm gonna do some of these things I have in mind, I want more than 20 views on a video.
If I was you, just experiment, and then it'd probably blow up. Cause look at Mark. He's doing anything but gaming, a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, which people are not happy about.
Yeah, people are not. Some people are not happy, but it's what he loves to do, and they understand. And
Well, some people just aren't happy to begin with, so.
yeah.
It's
But
not
he's
fair
like,
to-
he hasn't fully gave up about gaming. He does gaming and then does what he wants to do. He does like both. Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Okay.
you should do it. I told you this is the ADHD podcast.
Yeah. I just realized we've been going for like 30 minutes and we've not even covered the first point.
I mean, that's fine. The podcast is supposed to be.
Yeah, I
funny.
just-
It's what we do all the time. So,
Oh, I could-
best and worst
I could-
games of 2017.
I could rant forever on this.
Let's do.
I'm gonna start off with the worst of
Never mind.
2017.
Oh.
I'll tell you what the worst is.
What's your worst?
Fucking The Evil Within 2.
Ooh.
Okay, true.
Oh, I hated that game.
Understandable.
I hated every second of that game. But I played through it. 41 episodes.
I get it. Wait, aren't you playing that
Oh,
right now on your channel?
It's done. I've been done. We started recording that in October.
Oh lord.
We finished it in December.
No thanks.
No thanks.
And I broke a controller.
Oh my god.
I am the hardest person to make mad on Earth. I don't get mad about anything. But I broke a controller and my voice just then. But
Voice crack.
it's yeah, my pubescent voice cracks. Me at the ripe young age of 22.
80.
80.
Yeah, 80.
It's 80.
Can't figure out how to use Discord.
You old fart.
Yeah, I hate The Evil Within 2. Another thing to add to the worst list is any yearly release. Any yearly release. Call of Duty.
Yeah, but
I haven't played it in years.
I
Any
didn't
sports
like Call of
game
Duty
like
World War II. I didn't like it.
I didn't like the multiplayer aspect. Or the zombies, really.
It's not.
well, they've just shoehorned in zombies every year. It
Mhm.
doesn't make sense to have it in World War II. It doesn't make sense to have it in the Cold War either, but they had it then. But no, they're trying desperately to recapture that World War II magic that they had back when they didn't release every year.
Right.
And maybe if you just stopped releasing every damn year, people would like your games again, because then you'd have time to work on it. Look what Assassin's Creed did. They worked on Origins for 2 years, and everybody loved it. There's not really a bad thing to say about it. Now, I haven't personally played it yet. I bought it. I'm just waiting to play it.
Oh, they look at
On
Mortal
whichever
Kombat.
channel.
Look at Mortal Kombat X. They worked hard on that one. They didn't do a yearly release like they used to do.
Yeah, you know how shocking it is when you actually take your damn time with a game and don't push a publisher to put it out every year? How great it becomes? Which Assassin's Creed was it that was just the pinnacle of yearly awfulness? It was like Syndicate?
Was it Syndicate or was it Origin?
No, Origins is a new one. And that's the one that everybody loves. I think it's Syndicate, the one that like people's faces would disappear and it's just floating eyeballs and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the one.
A game that people was complaining about, but they love it and they hate it, was Bendy and the Ink Machine. It was like a lot of
Yeah,
a lot of the
like Disney.
a lot of the fans loved it, but the YouTubers was getting annoyed with it because of they saying it's like they're sucking it in like FNAF, like you know how FNAF has a mostly. We could straight up say they're a yearly game because that's basically what's happening. They're putting in a new game every year, but they're getting annoyed with how the episodes.
Well,
are
sometimes
really short.
2 inside of 1 year for FNAF.
Sometimes it's up. We don't know what the fuck Scott's gonna do. Scott.
Hopefully something different now.
He's like he is putting out. I think one more game. I think he is putting out one more game, but I have no idea. They haven't. He has a completely full statement. All I know is a movie is coming out.
Is it still?
Yeah, he had to switch producers, but yeah, I think
it doesn't seem like something you could make a movie around.
I think he's doing Blumhouse now with the movie.
Huh.
But yeah, Ben and the Ink Machine, like a lot of YouTubers complaining how they wait like 6 months and they only get like a 20-minute game. And then it doesn't solve anything. Annoying. And it doesn't solve anything. Like I feel like the first like whole episode should have been the demo, because you know half of episode 1 was the demo, and then the full episode 1 came in, but it was just like 10 extra minutes of content, I believe. But yeah, and then that happened, and then nothing still got solved. Like the only episode that was really interesting was episode 3, because they did make it long and a little bit more complex, and I was like, oh, this is what they should have had in the beginning if they was gonna do it like that.
Yeah.
Or just wait and then release the whole game.
I personally despise episodic releases. I hate them. It's just lazy. Work on your full game and release it when it's done. Don't give me episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. I don't want that. Like, I think it was 2 years ago when the new Hitman came out. I was super excited about it because I love the Hitman games. I bought it and there was no content. There's nothing. They said episode 1 comes out in 2 days. Like, what the fuck? I just spent $60 on this game and there's not a game. There's nothing. I can scroll through the menu. That's fun. I can look at the options. I guess that's entertaining. But I want to kill people sneakily or loudly, and that's what I want to do. And that's the same thing with... I hate Telltale as a game company. I really don't like them, because all their games are pretty much the same.
Yeah. I
like
agree
their
with that.
Borderlands series, their
I don't
Walking Dead series.
I don't like Borderlands. That's the only Telltale game I never got really into. But Telltale game is I love that company. It's the only company I let the episodic games go that whole issue, just because the reason they do it like that, because they want to get us our opinions on what should happen and stuff. So they do polls and stuff on their Twitter for us to interact with the game and stuff.
They also decide what to do based on click polls, through what choices people made most commonly.
I just like the fan interaction of Telltale.
I think the reason I hated it was it came out with the Game of Thrones game. Huge Game of Thrones fan. I love that show. I love the books. They somehow made it boring. More boring than like season 3 of Game of Thrones. And I was playing it, I was like, this is going to be super fun. You have no part in the story, and you just die at the end anyways.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Well, don't play it, because it's so long. And it's just a quick time event orgy. That's all it is. That's all the Telltale games are, really, just quick time events with a narrative.
I get it with Game of Thrones. You gotta get through the first 3 episodes if you want even a little bit of action and portrayal and get the heart and soul of Game of Thrones. And in the end, spoiler alert, it's just not gonna be happy. No matter how you do it, you're not gonna have a happy ending. That's why I never.
There's nothing you can do in that game. You can make all the right choices in the end. It's the same outcome.
It's not
no matter what.
It's not the same outcome. It's just gonna be a terrible outcome, or even worse. But you're just not gonna be happy in the end. It's just the way of Game of Thrones works. It's just what it is. I'm just excited for the Wolf Among Us this year.
I've never played the Wolf Among Us. I've thought about it.
Wolf Among Us is the best.
And I saw it was a Telltale, and I was like, nope.
And honestly, I like the Wolf Among Us because it's not connected with anything. It's not. We're not thinking about the Walking Dead series. We're not thinking about Game of Thrones. We're not thinking about Borderlands. It's their own thing. It's their own story, which I got hooked into because you can't like predict it or anything like that. Like Batman.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, it all said.
I forgot they did a Batman thing too.
I didn't get into it. I had like 10 minutes of it and I quit.
The only thing that I like that Telltale has done is they were the publisher for 7 Days to Die on console, which is great. I was worried. I was like, oh great, they're gonna turn this into an episodic thing. How do you turn a survival open world horror into episodic adventure? Leave it to Telltale, and they'll tell you. Other games. I want to get all the bad off the chest before we go to the good.
Life is Strange.
Is that a bad one? I haven't played it yet.
Life is Strange is great. I haven't played the second one yet at all. I haven't watched anyone's playthroughs of it. Everybody said it's so good.
That's my next series on the Brosess Gaming is the Life is Strange season 2. So everybody loves that shit.
Life is Strange is pretty great. I love Life is Strange. I just hope they didn't ruin it in 2 because I'm not even calling it a 2 because Life is Strange 2 is supposed to come out this year.
It's a prologue.
Yeah, because 2 is supposed to come out this year and it's supposed to be all new characters anyway. So that's gonna be the thing. I'm just gonna be upset with the whole thing because you know what's gonna happen to some of the characters. It's not gonna be a good ending. Like you can try your best, but you know what's gonna happen in the end, which is frustrating. That you know.
Yeah, I don't like prologues. I hate when a franchise dumps their characters for new characters. It doesn't make sense. You build your identity around these characters. Why go with new ones?
For Life is Strange 2 to go with new ones. Well, I think they're gonna connect us somehow, but they're just gonna go with new ones. They're gonna do it. And then this year's the last season of The Walking Dead is this year. This year's the last season. And then they're done.
Of the game or of the show?
The game.
Oh. Damn it. I thought you were gonna see the show and I'm like, it's about damn time.
I think I triggered everyone for a second, and then
I can't wait for that show to end. I really can't. I stopped watching after season 4.
I stopped watching after 2.
Same. It just kept getting repetitive and stuff.
Yeah.
I stopped after
and now
2.
they're getting rid of main characters that are still even in the comics. Like they're keeping people that weren't in the comics and taking out people that are in the comics still.
And then the series finale of Game of Thrones is 2019 of the real show.
2019. Oh, that's so frustrating.
It gives me time to
Fuck
catch
you,
up.
HBO. It's a great show.
I might as well, they should wait 2 years so they can, do everything right. Because they want to do everything right. Want to get the special effects done. They want to do it great.
I think they're waiting for the books to be released. I think both the final 2 books of the series are going to be released at the same time.
Well, yeah, because the show, they're at season 6. Is the last season, wasn't it?
Season 7.
7? Yeah, they said, because season 7 wasn't in the books. So they went past the books.
Season 6 wasn't even in the books.
Yeah, 6 and 7 wasn't in the books, so there's time for us to end.
The books end when a certain character dies in season 5.
Okay. I have not seen it, so don't spoil nothing.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything. That is one show I will never spoil for anybody, because you never know what's going to happen.
So I'll try to pick anyone that spoils Game of Thrones for me. I'm trying to get into it.
It's probably one of the better stories I've heard in a long time.
I get it.
I'm trying to think of another bad game. There's so many.
Oh my gosh.
And I buy them, which is terrible, because it's I know that they're going to be bad, but I buy them anyways because I want to make fun of them on YouTube. So I'm dropping $60 to play a game that I'm gonna hate, and I know I'm gonna hate it. That's what happened with the Evil Within 2. Of course, the lady at GameStop really sold me the Evil Within 2. She made it sound like it was all better from the first one, because the first one also sucked. But I was like, oh, cool.
Outlast?
Outlast 2? Didn't play it. I didn't have any interest in it.
played it.
The thing about a hype train is that when you get too much steam, people then lose interest. That's why I hate when games like announce their release a year before they're going to be released. Don't tell them. I don't want to know until like a month before it's going to be released, because then I can get really excited about it. But they oversaturated Outlast 2 to the point where I was like, I don't even want to play it. I don't care. I didn't even watch anybody else play it. I think Brooke was the only person I watched play it, and that video is not even up anymore.
Oh yeah, I watched Brooke play it. I loved that video.
Yeah, I loved her. She was funny, and she was swearing. It was so funny. Something I never thought I'd hear from her.
Yeah, I wish she come back to YouTube. She was one of the good ones.
I don't know where she went. She doesn't even reply to DMs. Like, I've tried to figure it out. I'm like, hey, like, what's going on? She doesn't respond. So
probably just school, in my opinion. Probably just school.
Probably, but then why would you delete the videos? Brooke, if you listen to this, we need to talk.
Brooke, if you listen to this, your friends
you gotta
miss
figure
you.
out what's going on. We want to know if you're alive.
We miss you. Please, like, add us on Twitter. As Spunkytaylor and at Jake
well,
the
she's
Red.
still following me on Twitter, I do believe.
I
But
think she's still following me. And as I look and she unfollows me.
yeah, right now,
Wait a second.
before this video is even out, she just unfollows you. Because we mentioned her in this podcast.
Okay, she's still
I
following
love
me.
her.
We're good.
She's fun.
She still follows me. We're all good. Crisis averted.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's about school.
It's
But she's taking down a lot of videos. Like, I wanted to go back and because her point of view from us playing Who's Your Daddy, I think that hers was the best point of view. So I went back to watch that, and that's gone.
Aww.
So, yeah.
Tabitha was
I think this
voice
was a really bad year for sequels, or last year was.
with sequels.
Yeah, because there's a lot of 2s that came out that just weren't good. Except for Nintendo. Nintendo nailed all their sequels somehow. That's not something that normally happens.
They did that. Tabitha,
But like,
Yes.
what's some games you think was pretty bad?
Oh man. Okay. So, Battlefront 2, which follows up on like
yeah,
the sequels he was talking about. That was
another
absolutely
$60 wasted.
terrible.
I get it.
Like, they just kind of like exploited it a little too much, I guess.
I was excited about that game.
Are we just not going to talk about Dream Daddy?
Oh man, that was a
I
good-
completely forgot about that.
That was alright.
That was a game. That was a game I wasn't expecting.
It was a good game, but it was also kind of uncomfortable.
I was
Like,
very
Mhm.
uncomfortable.
I was like, you know, this is funny, and I appreciate, like, there's a bunch of Game Grumps humor in it, and I love the Game Grumps, but why this? Like, what's going through your mind when you're like, let's make a gay dad dating simulator?
They just like, think about it, they sat down and planned this out.
They
for-
wrote a script.
They got voice actors for some things.
Well, they were mostly the voice actors.
Well, it doesn't matter. They voice acted it.
Yeah. So honestly, I think that's a game that everybody loved and then everybody forgot about.
Yeah, it was a hype. It was a hype because every time I went to conventions, a lot of people cosplayed as the daddies, and it was awkward. And it was in the YouTube
Yeah.
Rewind.
Oh my gosh.
Was it?
really?
Yeah, if you notice, like Matt Pat, Captain Sparkles, when they was dressed up as zombies, they was dressed as zombie versions of Dream Daddy.
Oh my god, they were.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I didn't even realize it. I was just like,
It took me forever. I was like, why is he wearing a baby harness?
yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, whoa, why is Jordan just like wearing a baby harness? What's going on? And like when you said that, it just all clicked, and I was like, oh my god.
Because
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Pat was
Watch
the
YouTube
blonde dude.
Rewind. Oh, the Christian guy, the pastor.
Mhm.
I've watched YouTube Rewind like 3 to 5 times, and I still don't know what the hell's going on in that video. Slime dabbing, the Paul brothers fake feuding,
Oh lord.
No.
Stephen Colbert for some reason.
The only thing that entertained me was the old guy from Elders React and Fine Bros is in the background doing dabs and stuff. That's the only thing that I thought. It was just like, I know him from Elders React and he's so cute doing this.
I think I only picked out like 5 or 6 YouTubers. There was Rhett and Link at the beginning.
Liza Koshy and Layla Vaughn. The Viners.
Yeah, people that are in that drama circle of YouTube that try to stay as far away from I can.
I like Liza Koshy. It's just there.
I like Liza.
I just feel bad she's connected
but I like
with
her,
the
like,
Viners.
Yeah, I like that. I like the videos that pop up on Facebook. I don't really pay attention to.
I just feel bad that she's
anything
connected to Viners, so she's always like the butt of the jokes a lot. And like when people complain about Viners, they always throw her under the bus. And then in the end, they'd be like, "I like Liza. She's adorable and she's really funny." And they like retract the whole statement, but they bashed her.
Yeah. Paul brothers, I recognize them. Markiplier was in it.
Crane Gameplays was in it. Jack Films was in it.
I really need to watch it again because I think I was just cringing so hard through the entire thing that my eyes were like half closed and I didn't recognize anybody.
I get it. There's just a lot of people. I don't know why. I got happy that the animators were part of it, but I was a little bit upset that the animators didn't get paid to do it.
Nobody got paid to do it.
Well,
Nobody gets paid to do YouTube Rewind.
Yeah. But they, like, I understand. I feel like they should get a little money for doing YouTube Rewind. It's like, and the animators just spent a lot of time, like 2 weeks of their lives, they said, to make those animations for them. And
yeah, I mean, animations take a while. The animations for my intro took like a month and a half, I think. And it's not a long intro. It's like 18 seconds.
Yeah.
But
they gotta color it, try to clean it, and then everything.
Color it, shade it. Go from stick figures to full-fledged bodies.
Animation's no joke. It's just...
No, it's not.
But I'm glad that animators, this was like, last year was their year, and then a lot of animators blew up. Like, my favorite, like, animator is Let Me Explain Studio, Rebecca Parham. I love hers animations. I can't wait to see more. She just did a Drama Life recently, and she just grew... I think 300 more thousand subscribers from that one video.
Yeah, I mean, animators doing Draw My Life is fun.
Me too.
Animation is just fun. I always love when there's animations of, videos that I like. Eventually I'm going to start paying animators to do videos on my videos because nobody just does it for free in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube was a hot mess.
YouTube is wild.
YouTube Rewind was a dumpster fire.
I can't wait for this year's. It's gonna be like it just be a 6-second rewind because Vine 2 coming out.
You know what? If I'm ever invited, if I ever get to the point where I'm invited to YouTube Rewind, I won't go.
In all honesty,
what are you getting? What are you getting? A half second of screen time? Like, how many YouTubers were in that area where it was just like the camera's just spinning around and they were just blurs? It's like, why would I want to go fly out to wherever, spend a whole day on set, do that for a few hours to get a half second of screen time? Don't go at me with this paid by exposure bullshit. That doesn't... You're not paid by exposure. Nobody even knows you're there.
And honestly, I probably would do YouTube Rewind just to get that experience of being there, and then I can complain about it later.
I'd do it to meet the people that are in it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'm far too proud to do something like that. I don't know. Let's see.
Friday the 13th game.
I haven't played it, but I've seen people play it, and it looks bad.
I wish it would work.
Yeah, because right now
I can't get mine to work.
Yeah, right now they did like a huge updation on like if people was cheating on Friday the 13th because they had so much glitchiness. So you have to download these special programs just to play it, and it's really hard. Like it's really hard to go play it, and it's such a glitchy ass game. And like when they released it, it's the same like 4 maps over and over. Like it's fun when you play with a whole bunch of friends. You can do goofy stuff and all that jazz, but a game that you can play every day, like all the time, like you just can't do it.
Friday the 13th, it's really just Until Dawn with a well-known skin. Like that's all, because you just have to escape.
It's basically it's Dead by Daylight, just with the Friday 13th theme.
No, yeah, that's what I meant. Not Until Dawn. Dead by Daylight. It's nothing like Until Dawn.
Yeah, Until Dawn was pretty lit.
I was confused.
Yeah, I was concerned too. I was like, did you get your games right? I was concerned a little bit. I didn't want to say
I didn't, but I'm glad you brought up Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, it's like Dead by Daylight, but get better skins.
Frankly, the titles are very close to each other in meaning, so
true.
That's how I got it.
Yeah, almost got it.
That's how I got crossed.
Understandable. We're not gonna call you stupid.
It was just it wasn't really a great year. I'm just gonna ignore you now. It wasn't a great year for indie developers. Like small indie developers. I'm not talking like Wildcard Studios who does Ark. It was a great year for Ark, and bigger known which can't really. It's like an A title at this point. A lot of these indie games are not a AAA, but it's an A title. They kind of go from indie. It's sad when a game goes from indie to like a well-known title because they lose a lot of their identity when they start updating it and they get other studios involved for publishing purposes and money purposes. But Ark, it didn't come out last year, but it expanded last year to consoles. I think that was one of the better ones, which I've been playing for a long time on the PS4 with my brother-in-law. However, it is one of those games that just gets old after a while. Which is the problem with a lot of survival games, is that they just kind of get old after a while. There's no real content behind it that drives a narrative. So there's nothing that's really keeping you there.
I think the only like indie game I just saw the group popular this year was Bendy.
Well, I guess Cuphead. But that kind of released late in the year.
Would we call that an indie game? They've been promoting that game for 3 to 4 years. Because I remember...
Yeah.
Because I remember the first podcast we ever did, we talked about it.
Yeah, technically it's an indie game because it's not released by a AAA studio, and it's not produced by a AAA studio. So in all intents and purposes, it is an indie game. It's just a really well exposed.
Yeah.
And that's probably why it did so well, is that it was just a lot of exposure. The art style is fantastic on it, from what I've seen. I haven't watched too much because I'm reserving, seeing it until I actually play it, or if I do play it. When I make the decision to or to not play it is when I will know more about the game.
If you play it, you're going to break everything in your room.
It is, it's... Overall, 2017 just overall was not a good year for games outside of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like there's no like groundbreaking games that came out outside of, the new Zelda game, the new Mario game, and all the smaller titles that were released for the Switch. Which is funny because everybody said the Switch is going to fail because X, Y, and Z. And those are the reasons that it succeeded so well. So,
I want to Switch. I really do.
I do too. My brother-in-law got my sister a Switch for Christmas. Which, this makes me so jealous. My brother-in-law got my sister a Switch for Christmas. My sister got my brother-in-law a PSVR for Christmas. And I got a blanket.
Oh my god. I got a blanket. Oh god. I got a rock.
Granted, it's a really great blanket, but that's two things that I've wanted for so long: is a PSVR and a Nintendo Switch, which is great because my brother-in-law gave my sister the Nintendo Switch before they drove out here for Christmas, so she could have something to play on the road. So I got to play a little bit, and I got some content to put up on my channel of us playing the Switch. We played Snipper Clips and Puyo Puyo, which Snipper Clips is an adorable game. I love that game. And Puyo Puyo is just Tetris. The Japanese Tetris. Wait, I think Tetris is Japanese in the first place.
I think so.
I think all games were Japanese in the first place. Like all those early games, they're all Japanese.
All games are just Japanese. We're just lying.
Well, Japan was like the first ones that came out, and they're like, "Hey, we have like this new thing. It's called Pong." Like, oh, we expanded upon that. Now we have Tetris. Now we have Nintendo, Sega, Atari. You know, they, gosh, my entire childhood was owned by the Japanese, I think.
Basically.
But, I mean, on to the best games of the year. Obviously, Breath of the Wild was... I mean, I think that's my favorite game of the past 5 or 6 years.
I played a little bit of it, and I can't agree. It was really good. I never played a Zelda game my whole life. Until
I've played most of the main ones. Like, not like the DS, the handheld ones, but I've played most of the Nintendo 64, GameCube. There was none for the... No, I never played Skyward Sword.
Tabitha, what's your best game?
Ooh, honestly, I have no idea. I've played way too many games to even like...
So have I, but... I mean, my job is to play games.
True.
I get it.
Okay, well, let me rephrase. I play games to enjoy games. So, I haven't bought a bad one, you know?
Okay, which game that came out last year did you spend the most time playing?
Overwatch.
It didn't come out last year, though.
See, I've never played Overwatch.
Yeah, it did not come out last year, but Overwatch is basically what took over my whole life, is Overwatch.
Same.
I've never played it, and I have no desire to.
Why not?
I don't like those kind of shooter games. Like, I like my shooter games to be like that's why I liked Call of Duty in the beginning so much, because it was World War II, and I love World War II. I can tell you just about anything about World War II. And then Battlefield comes out this year with Battlefield 1. Well, a couple years ago, actually, with Battlefield 1. I just like those realistic shooters that work like reality works. But when you throw me into like a sci-fi shooter, I don't get it. I don't know. I don't get sucked into it as much because I don't know. I really don't. And I've had friends that are like, when are you gonna buy Overwatch? I'm like, probably never. You know, I can watch people play it, but when I actually think about myself playing it, I can't picture it.
You should try it. You should do a free. You should just play.
Well,
just go on a free weekend.
That would require me. Okay, I was gonna say that would require me to buy it, which
usually
also
when
like
free weekends happen.
I didn't like
it ends
Halo.
up being $20. Halo? I don't like Halo.
I just like the only sci-fi shooter I ever liked was the old Battlefields. And that's just because I loved Star Wars. But it's not me saying that Overwatch isn't a good game. Like, obviously it's a very good game. People love that game to death. That's just not my cup of tea, personally. But yeah, Overwatch had a massive year in 2017. Like it was released wasn't it released like mid to late 2016? I can't even remember when that game came out.
I don't know.
But I know if I recall right, it was released at a point where they were still working on the bugs into 2017. I do believe. The biggest thing I know about Overwatch is that people are mad about the butts in that game. How can you be mad about butts?
True.
Like, yeah, they've got really nice butts. Who cares? You're pandering to an audience that is probably 60-40 male to female. And what girl doesn't look at another girl's butt and say, that's a nice butt?
That's a nice ass.
Like, it just...
True.
It doesn't happen. Like, why get mad about butts? Why not get mad about something else that matters? Like, and then they come out and say, what's her name, Scout or whatever? I don't know. Is a lesbian? I'm like, why does that matter?
Oh, Tracer.
Does it matter? Yeah, Tracer, whatever.
Scouts from Team Fortress 2. You almost had it.
It's like, why does it matter if a video game character that has nothing to do with romancing any other video game characters? Why does their sexual orientation matter? Why not just leave it up to the player to decide what they want them to be? Like, why come out with like, ugh, God.
Probably has something to do with the story, because Overwatch focuses a lot on story, even though there's not even like a campaign, which is weird. But
they have a comic book that comes out every day.
If there's not a story about Tracer going on a date with one of the other female characters, it does not matter.
She goes out with her girlfriend, Emily.
Yeah.
I read the comments.
Okay.
I read the comments.
There's like little shorts and comics.
Yeah, it's a huge story thing.
Every once in a while. Yeah.
Kids, if you want to know how to oversaturate a brand, take a video game and turn it into every form of media.
Yeah.
Didn't they originally want to make Overwatch a movie?
Yeah, Overwatch was supposed to be a movie. It wasn't supposed to be a game.
How do you make that a movie?
Well, if you watch the shorts, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's understandable with the shorts added.
Well, nah. Of course, how do you make Mortal Kombat a movie?
Oof.
You just hit my soul.
You know what? Just movie studios, please. I know you're listening.
I bet.
Stay away from video games. It never goes well. You never get good scores. And you're limiting your audience. Just stay away from video games.
Speaking of video games, is turned into movie Slender Man. That's coming out in May. That movie's coming out in May. Yeah, it looks good, but I just don't think they're gonna focus on it.
They make it look real. Assassin's Creed also looked good.
Oof, that came out on my birthday. Glad I didn't go see it.
Well, if something ever makes you wish you weren't born, it was probably that movie.
Good to know.
I watched like 10 minutes of it because it's on HBO right now. And then I stopped. I was like, this is really bad. The whole point of games is to be an interactive story. But then you take away the interactive part, take away the story part, throw in a new story with the same characters in the same universe, and then all of a sudden they expect it to do well. It doesn't. It never does. If I were to take a show, say I were to Breaking Bad, and make it into a movie, but I took out the drugs, I took out the main characters, and I made it about a family in New Mexico that's slightly affected by the story of Breaking Bad, would that movie do well?
Probably not.
No, it would not do well. And that's what they do with video games. So, like, we're going to take this universe, rename some characters, and then make it into a movie. And for some reason, after many failed attempts, they should have stopped after Super Mario, the movie.
Yikes.
That would have been a great stopping point for video games turning into movies. There was a rumor for a while that The Legend of Zelda was going to be made into a movie, and I might have cried. I was like, don't. Please don't. Do not do it.
Alright, we're an hour into the podcast, so we gotta move on to you promoting your new series on your channel.
Oh, I love talking about myself. It's my favorite thing to do.
I bet you do.
Yeah, so I have a new series. It's very Game Grumps-esque. It's just me and my sister, who's my co-host. Couch gaming. We haven't yet, probably will in the future, play computer games. But we just sit on the couch with a microphone in front of our face and either praise, talk shit, or just talk about something that's completely irrelevant to the game that we're playing for 11 to 15 minutes at a time. No face cam, which I've already had somebody take issue with, which is, it's fine if somebody takes issue with any. A life lesson: if somebody takes issue with anything that you do, it's fine. Unless it's a major issue, then maybe think about changing it. But I like it. It's more of a show than my videos are. Like my videos, the face cammed, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie style of Let's Play, because one, it's easier to edit. It's really easy to edit because you just throw the voice in. You don't have to worry about the face cam and the positioning of the face cam and is face cam covering anything. But yeah, we just we release. Well, my channel in general releases 2 videos a day now. One at 1 p.m. Eastern, and one at 4 p.m. Eastern, which is subject to change. I'm still playing around with optimal times to release videos, but a large chunk of my audience is in the West Coast, so that's 3 hours. So for them, it releases at 11 and 1. But yeah, it's definitely it's different than what I normally do, and it's still in its early stages, so it's kind of rough. There's some awkward points where we're running with a full head of steam, and then we run out of steam straight into a brick wall, right off a cliff, into an ocean, and don't know what to talk about anymore. It's better though, because the first video that we ever recorded was Ark, and I quickly realized that Ark is not a game to make short form content on. It is not, because it takes you forever to do anything in that game. And then we moved on to The Last of Us. We were going to play The Last of Us. And recording issues with that one. So here we are. We're releasing The Evil Within 2, with as much as I just shit on that game at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
Which it does make for some interesting and truly funny moments when you just hate the game, and it's obvious. Oh, it's quite obvious that you hate the game. I think the difference is between our style and Game Grumps style. Like Game Grumps is like Annie. Danny is like the positive one, and Aaron's a grumpy one. Me and my sister are usually both pretty grumpy, especially towards the end of recordings when we've just been suffering through a very terrible game. But then, like the day that this was recorded, we released Steep, which is a very fun game to play and a very lighthearted game to play. So it's very easy to get your energy from the game that you play. And The Evil Within 2 just did not put out a very good energy at all.
Nice.
Understandable.
How was that for a promotion?
Understandable. Have a nice day. Y'all should go check that out. Put their first episode in the link in the description. I like it. I really like your series so far.
Well, thank you.
I'm excited
the 3 episodes that I've released.
Yeah. As I feel like y'all have more content to talk about if you did Life is Strange. I feel like y'all have more to talk about. Because I yelled at the whole game.
That's the thing, is I'm trying to because we've been in before we started recording. We had talked a lot about what is this going to be, and what it has evolved into past those conversations. Because this was my goal years ago when I started YouTube. I wanted a co-host, but there was nobody close enough. Because my best friend had just moved down to about 3 hours south, and my other friend just was never available. Then he moved to Tennessee, and all these things fell into place. And I'm like, why not my sister, who is pretty much the same person as me, has the same comedic timing as me, so we can bounce off each other easier. But we went to GameStop. I picked out Resident Evil 7, The Evil Within 2, and Prey. I haven't even played Resident Evil. I haven't played Prey. We got done with Evil Within 2, and we're like, okay, that's it for horror games for a while. Because that was not scary. It wasn't a horror game. So looking for new titles, Life is Strange popped up. I'm like, you know what, that could be really interesting to play. It could spark interesting conversations more than the Evil Within, because Evil Within is just like, you know what, fuck this game, and that's the whole conversation for 41 episodes.
Fuck this game. Fuck this game. Fuck.
Yeah, and the series is 41 episodes, and we hit a snag on 14 episodes of 2 7-episode recording sessions, to where 14 aren't in it. And you know what? Nothing happened in those 14 episodes. Because I was like, oh man, should we go back and re-record this? There's only 3 episodes we had to go back and re-record this because major things happened, and I lost the voice files for them. But 14 episodes, and not a single narrative thing happened to where we would have to go back just to have it in.
Yikes.
That doesn't make sense. 14 episodes, spanning between 10 to 15 minutes. You have over 2 hours of gameplay gone, and it doesn't matter. That's the kind of game that Evil Within 2 is. It's still a 41 episode series. We will be almost done with February by the time I even get to post a different main gameplay series.
Damn.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about playing like a short game like Keep Talking Nobody Explode? I feel like that'd be something funny for you guys to play.
I haven't thought about it, but it is a good idea. Any sort of co-op game is always a good idea. We'd probably run into a little bit of difficulty with that because we'd have to be in 2 separate rooms, but I could definitely make that work. It's just she's not good at video games. Like,
call her out. She sucks.
Oh, I have no problem doing it, and if she wasn't sick right now, I would bring her here and make her explain how bad she is at video games.
Do right now, just bring your whole computer set to her.
Yeah, just carry my entire desk upstairs. But I think that makes for better gameplay if she's playing, because she does play every once in a while. She played Steep for a couple episodes. And I'm gonna force her to do her own gameplay series so I can stop playing for a while. But it is weird because there was some episodes will come out probably late January, early February. I was playing Snipper Clips and Puyo Puyo with my sister, my other sister, and my brother-in-law were also there, so it was 4 of us recording at once. I didn't have the controller and I did not know what to do. I was like, I'm so used to hosting a show where I'm playing a game and coming up with commentary on the fly. I have no idea what to do right now. It was like, usually people freeze up when they have to multitask. They have to play games and do commentary. I freeze up when I'm not playing the game and trying to do commentary. I don't know why.
It's the way you are.
I mean, going back to the first episode I ever released on my channel, which was... Oh, what's the name of that game? Oh, I know this. Baby horror game.
Among the Sleep?
It took me 2 days to record the first episode. Because I could not get myself to talk to nothing about a game that nobody was there to hear me talk about. But now, you can't shut me up when you get me on a camera.
True.
And I cannot function if I'm not talking while playing games like that. Like, even when I'm playing games alone, I'll be doing commentary in my head. Which is like a sociopathic tendency, I think, that I've developed from doing YouTube commentary.
I feel that. I just like ramble about stupid stuff. I don't even talk about the game anymore when I play games.
Yeah, I do that out loud.
Well,
not in my head.
I use the game as fuel to commentate whatever I'm commentating on. Like, it's improv to an extent. Like, there's something in front of me that's giving me the jokes, or that's giving me an idea. So usually my comedy is based on the game. Sometimes I'll go off script, especially in the new show. Sometimes we'll go off script and just talk about, like, there's a whole episode of Steep where we talk about one of my past sexual partners.
Excuse me.
I'm like, this is my little sister. Like,
yeah.
Some people is gonna think it's weird, but it's like, I don't care. She knows that I have sex. Like, what of it? But it was such an interesting episode to edit, because we're just talking about like one of the worst experiences I've ever had with this one certain girl that I call Tina, because she looks like Tina from Bob's Burgers.
That was your first mistake.
Well, I didn't know she did until I went there to meet her. Just 2 hours downstate. Already had a hotel room, so I was like, you know what? I guess this is happening.
I guess this is my life now.
Yeah, it was a miserable experience. But that was like a whole episode of Steep is just talking about. And there's some episodes of The Evil Within 2 that we just don't talk about the game. We're just so burnt out we don't want to talk about the game anymore. And something that sucks, in that 14 episodes that were lost, I have an Echo Dot that controls all the lights in my room, and throughout the house, really. For some reason, she thought we said her name. I'm not going to actually say her name, because then she'll go crazy. So, it was the end of like a really particularly creepy episode, and the Echo Dot just starts talking and turning things off and on. And my little sister's reaction was golden, and that's the only thing that I wish I didn't lose. It's the only thing. Everything else, I actually think I made a super racist joke, which I'm glad I lost. But yeah, that's Rosas Gaming in a nutshell. It's just me and my little sister playing games together like we would anyways, but with a camera in front of us and more pressure than normal.
Rad.
I'm be recording a vlog soon, explaining why I haven't posted in a minute.
I recorded 2 different vlogs explaining why I haven't posted and what's coming up, and I never released them because I was too lazy to edit them, and then the time came to just start releasing videos. An update. Yeah, so shit.
I was like, I just don't know all I'm gonna talk about on it. Basically, I'm gonna just talk about like complaining about like work getting in the way I like try to like find myself on YouTube, like what I really want to do. Cause I wanted to do like heavy story games, but I also like talking in vlogs, and I like story time. I like just saying random stories. That's why I tested it out.
There's a problem with story games though, is that you don't really get much in edgewise during story games because there's a lot of dialogue, or a lot to read, or a lot to focus on. Which is why I try to stay away from heavily story-driven games for playthroughs.
And that's all I can do. I love heavy story games or Overwatch.
I love heavy story games. I love a good, especially when it's a good story. But for Let's Plays, for me, it just doesn't fit my style.
I get it. I just like sitting there and talk about these characters and judging the shit out of them.
Oh, I judge the shit out of everything anyways, so, you know, that doesn't make a whole lot of difference anyways. Yeah, finding a place on YouTube is difficult because YouTube is somewhere where you can do anything, but only certain things work. So my philosophy has always been on YouTube, which sometimes my ego gets ahead of my philosophy. But I always said, if one person watches, I'm happy. Because that means I either made somebody smile, laugh, or just be entertained for however long, you know, the video is. Would I like more views? Of course, everybody would love more views. Everybody would love millions of views on their videos. And the most views I ever got was like 600,000 on a video that's not even on my channel. Because I don't want them to be. That was a mistake, is what it was.
That was a wild time, and I laughed every time you posted a video like that.
Like, they were fun videos, or funny videos. They were hard as hell to edit. Oh my gosh. But at the end of the day, when I really sat down, saw all these views coming in on those two videos, and really nothing on my other ones. Like my better videos, my more witty, more joke-driven, better edited videos, were getting 50 views, and these other two videos had like 200,000 views and then like 600,000 views. And I was like, I'm gonna end up pigeonholing myself into making sex simulator games, and I don't want to do that. One, I can't make money off of it. Like, YouTube is fun, but if I'm gonna be getting all those views, I'd like to get at least, you know, a little bit of kickback from it. But I can't. Those were demonetized right away. And within like a month ago, I that a copyright claim on one of them. I'm like, these aren't even on my channel. Like, how are you gonna copyright claim a video that isn't even here anymore? So I don't know, those videos, that time, that was a time where my ego had gotten ahead of me, and I was like, all right, what can I do right now to make a lot of subscribers and a lot of views? And that was the best. In my mind, that was the best option. And then when I finally came back to Earth and, you know, buried my ego again, I was like, you know what, this is not a good idea. I need to get rid of these videos because it's a mistake. It was fun replying to comments on those videos though, because almost all of them were like, why am I here? It's like, well, obviously you clicked on it so you had interest. I did not hide anything in the title. I did not beat around the bush what this was at all. Sex Simulator is in the title. So you clicked on it because you wanted to watch it. Also, it's probably only recommended because you've watched videos of this nature before. So don't pretend like you don't know how you got here.
Same.
Tabitha, what are you thinking about doing on the channel?
Oh man, I have no idea.
It's
a mystery. Surprise!
Surprise.
Just one day there's gonna be a random video on the channel, and it's gonna be me. And I'm just like, hey.
Hey, it's me, Tabitha. Live and Instagram.
Oh my god.
13 reasons rivalries.
You know what channel I miss is the Weird Ink channel. That was a fun time.
That was a fun time. I miss everyone in that group.
I mean, I still talk to all of you except for Brooke, because Brooke's kind of off the radar. But yeah, that idea just did not work out the way it was supposed to. Mostly because you had to rely on 5 people. 6 people?
It was 5 of us.
There were 6 people.
Was it 6? Yeah, it was 6.
It was James, Blake, Ahmad, Brooke, you and me. Yeah, 6 people.
Oh yeah, it was 6.
Because then we had a Monday through Saturday release schedule, and then Sunday would be highlights from the week before that. So, yeah, that was fun. And I mean, there's a problem with that. Obviously, it would be even more difficult now because James doesn't post. Blake has a kid.
Yeah, that was a plot twist with me.
Yeah, I was like, you are not fit to be a parent. I don't know who let you. You know,
he's a good dad. Don't be like that. He's a good dad.
Oh, I'm sure he is, but he's an idiot. I love him. I love him to death, Blake. I love you, but some of the things he does, I'm like, how did you survive this long?
Oh my god, I survived. I haven't talked to Tanner in a while.
I haven't either. I haven't even heard from him in a while. I haven't seen him post anything on any social media except for car stuff on Instagram.
The last thing he ever told me was there was bombs in his city. And then I never heard from him.
Well, he's alive.
Yeah, I know he's alive.
He's alive.
I saw him on Twitter. That's the last thing he told me, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, what the heck? I was like, there's nothing I can do. I was worried.
He's so goofy. Like, his sense of humor is not the same as mine. So I'll go out and find joke riffs with him when we record together. And he will just not know what to say back because he just can't believe some of the stuff that I just said. And it's the funniest thing. Or when he tries to explain me something in European terms. Like, he was trying to explain to me, I don't remember what word he used, but he was trying to explain to me counter steering for drifting, which we call counter steering. And he was saying something else. I'm like, what do you mean? And then he said, oh, counter steering? He's like, no, this. I'm like, that's counter steering, you idiot. When you steer the other way, it's counter steering. I do miss recording. I don't think we all ever recorded together as a group.
No, we never did that because of time zone.
We did it once with Who's Your Daddy?
Oh yeah, that was wild.
But James wasn't there, and Blake was only there making dead baby jokes, so we kicked him out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he couldn't play the game. He was just there.
Yeah. And we waited for hours. We waited for hours for you. I was drunk by the time you got there because I'd been drinking for 3 hours.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I was like, you know,
I think I was at work. I told you guys.
Yeah, I don't know. There was some breakdown in communication. Yeah, I was hammered to the point where I was like in the bathroom, like I'm gonna throw up. Like I've been drinking way too much, and then it just passed.
It was wild, and I laughed. Yeah. It was great, great memories of drunk Jake.
Yeah.
So are you coming to any PopCon? Are you doing it? Is that going anything?
I need to figure out if that's when my sister's wedding is, because that date seems significant in my mind. I don't know why. But if it's not, I will get the time off because I can just drive to Indianapolis. Is that where it is? Yeah, I can just drive there.
Your sister with you.
I can try. I don't see why that'd be an issue because she won't be in school.
Well, I feel like she'll have fun there.
Yeah, and if I can get in for free.
Yeah, just ask for 2 passes. As long as you vlog or talk about Indie PopCon after 30 days at the convention center, you will be good.
Oh, well, good to know. So yeah, I'll definitely try to Which will be the first time that I've met anybody from my old YouTube crew in person.
Yeah, I've been trying.
Granted, well, I was supposed to go out to California last summer and do something with Brooke, because I was already going to California anyways.
Yeah.
And I was going to be in the San Diego area, which is where she lived. I don't know if she does anymore. And we talked about it. She's like, yeah, that's cool. Absolutely, yeah. And then that's kind of around the time that she disappeared from YouTube. So I never ended up going out to California, and I never ended up recording with her. I actually went to New Mexico instead to see my sister.
Because I know I'm making collab videos with a couple people up there, like separate from the podcasts and stuff. It's just like in the hotel room, we was going to make stupid videos and stuff like we did last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that'll be easier because it's not a massive event like PAX is, where the day passes are ridiculously expensive at this point.
Yeah. But any ValCon can get pretty wild.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It's a
I'll
wild
just
event.
blow up to over 1 million subscribers before next year, then I'll just go to PAX East. There's my goal. Take my channel from 1,500 to 1 million in a year.
I mean,
that
the
might
Paul
actually be a
brothers
little
did
bit
it.
too big for me.
The Paul brothers did
Okay,
it. Why
well,
can't
I'm
you
not-
do it?
I'm not a bombastic twat.
But you are a
So,
ginger. You got this.
Time to go to the suicide forest and make a video.
You guys ready to go to the suicide forest? Or is that too soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Let's blow up on YouTube. I'm ready.
That-
You can't say blow up. That
Why did that
demonetize us.
Oh gosh.
Why did that seem like a good idea in his mind?
I mean, he got sponsored to go to the suicide forest. That's their first mistake. That's why any YouTuber
Usually-
that made a video about the suicide forest, they got sponsored to talk about the suicide forest. I don't know what company did it, but there's a company that just does that, and he did it. And he was just supposed to camp there and be an idiot in the forest and just camp there, and it probably was gonna jump scare everyone or some other publicity or some stunt or something.
When I first saw that he found a body, I'm like, oh, this is probably just like another Paul brother fake. Like somebody was just.
That's what everyone said. The only reason I watched the video because of Jack. Literally, it wouldn't have blown up if Jacksepticeye didn't like post about it. If we're gonna be real.
Well, it was trending. It was number 10 on trending. People would have watched it.
Yeah, people will watch it, but no one said anything until.
In fairness, though, Jack did say, "Do not watch this video."
But he promoted it to say, "Do not watch it," which is gonna make people watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was short-sighted, but I never watched it. I didn't have any desire. Dealing with, as somebody who's dealt with, being suicidal and dealing with suicidal people almost every day at work, it never, you don't make a video out of that. I don't talk about, things that I see at work. Well, for two reasons. One, because of HIPAA code violation, I could lose my job. And two, because it's not really your place to talk about, and it's definitely not your place to fucking film. So, it was stupid. It was a bad idea. Which any rational person would have been like, I'm going into suicide forest. Oh shit, we found a dead body. Maybe turn off the camera and then just state that we found a dead body, and out of we did not show.
And
But
then 2 days later, YouTube Red Series, Do You Want to See a Dead Body comes out.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a thing.
That is savvy promotional skills by YouTube. It's all YouTube. They planted this. They're like, go to that forest. We know somebody's probably going to be dead there. Find a dead body, promote it. And then we're going to release a show. Do you want to find a dead body?
Oh my
Which is why
lord.
YouTube didn't do anything about it.
Oof.
Get it. Alright, you guys ready for the last segment of the podcast? Of the game?
I do believe so.
The game. This game segment
I don't know what the game is.
I'm about to say it, boy.
Okay.
boy, calm down. It's called Florida News. I gotta recount. I think I have 7 stories here of news stories, and you guys are gonna guess if it's true or not. Am I just a fantastic writer, or it just Florida's stupid? All right.
I feel like all of them are true already.
Alright. I will give you a title and then I will give you like a little segment of the news article. Alright, so Florida man calls 911 to report him drunk driving. A Polk County Sheriff official said the dispatcher did a fantastic job urging Michael Lester to park his truck and wait for officers to find him. Lester told her that he had been driving all night trying to get pulled over at another point in the call, and he said, "I'm driving on the wrong side of the road."
I feel like that's probably a true Florida story, honestly. It sounds like something that's happened.
Yeah, I'm also gonna say true, because that sounds like it sounds stupid enough to actually be something that, especially Florida people. You people are weird.
Yeah, it's true. It's a true story.
Man.
It's a true story.
I think I'm going to move away.
I moved
To Florida?
to Florida so he could see drunk driving, and he
Yes.
reported himself.
Yes.
Well, I mean, props to the guy for reporting himself for drunk driving. I mean, but
It's a good
why
Samaritan.
report yourself for drunk driving?
Next story. A therapist is arrested in Florida for claiming eating human flesh cures diabetes and depression. A Florida man named Jerry Brown, age 39, is a therapist that claims that eating flesh cures depression. He told his clients and even gave his clients a few pieces from a Jane Doe to take home with them to try out and report back to him with the results.
I don't.
This
okay.
can't be true.
Yeah, I think that has to be made up. There's no way.
It is. Yeah, it's
Okay.
false.
Thank God.
It's
Oh,
false.
thank God.
It's false. But it was a story circling around about a therapist about this, but they found out it wasn't a true story. It was just a
Oh my
teenager
God.
making up a story. That was a thing.
Jesus.
Could you imagine going to a therapist and being like, "Doc, I'm super depressed. I'm thinking about killing myself." Well, what helps you with that is eating other people. So I have some samples in a jar. It's like you like go into his like closet, quote unquote closet, and it's like a dispensary, but instead of weed, it's just like different flavors of human flesh.
Oh
It's
my
like, how depressed are you today? Oh, that'd be.
Oh,
I think I just wrote a movie.
this one's a little more potent than the other, so I think you should try this one
Yeah.
today.
If you're super depressed, try this one.
Alright, next one. Florida, like a Florida neighborhood, is in a battle over a street sign right now. Florida man desire to change the name of a nearby lake is arousing controversy. So the lake name is called Lake Horny, and everyone just wants that name to be changed.
No, keep it. No, that's, I'm gonna say
I
it's
feel
true,
like-
and I want them to keep it as me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with true as well.
Yes, it's a true story.
Oh my lord.
I'm a journalist.
I'm a journalist.
I quit with Florida.
New career. Next story. Florida man is fighting for his life after chasing a monkey. A Florida man is now battling his life because he fell off the roof while he was chasing a monkey because it stole his favorite Pittsburgh Steelers hat.
I'm gonna say this is true, just because it sounds like something so Florida.
I'm gonna have to go with made up. False.
It's true. It's a true story.
Oh my. Oh
Yeah.
my.
I told you, it just sounds like such a Florida thing. Like, you don't hear this anywhere else, but a Florida douchebag is on his roof chasing a monkey for some reason. Was he high? Like, that.
I don't.
This is like the logical leap. We have to keep in mind that Florida is where bath salts started, so I don't put anything.
In
past
honesty,
them.
I thought both of you guys would get tricked on that because it was a Pittsburgh hat, and they'd probably be like, "This is fake."
Well, I mean, Florida's a retirement state. You know how many Detroit Lions fans live in Florida?
True.
So you could have anybody down there. And Pittsburgh is like one of those teams. It's like, I don't know what team to like, so I'm going to like, I don't know, Pittsburgh, because they've won the most Super Bowls. Anyways, next story.
Next story. This is gonna be a handful on this one. Okay. The title, Florida woman fakes her own death to get her away from kidnapper. Okay. Florida woman Stacey Reynolds, age 25, has been missing for over 3 months. She was kidnapped by her ex-boyfriend, William Shade, age also 25. Stacey claims that she was stuck in Mr. Shade's basement, and that's where she was sexually and physically harassed and tormented. On a Friday night, Reynolds claimed Shade fixed him dinner, which was fried chicken, peas, and mashed potatoes, and she pretended to choke on a chicken bone. That's where she so-called died when Shade was trying to help her. Shade panicked and grabbed the body and took her to a nearby alley where there was a giant garbage can, and she dumped the body there. Reynolds waited a few moments and got out of the garbage can, ran to the restaurant near the alley, and asked the owner to call 911, and because she was kidnapped for 3 months, and that's where she was found. That true.
Jesus Christ.
If this is true, this woman is a genius.
She's obviously not a Floridian, so I'm gonna have to go with false.
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with true.
Yeah, it's fake. I made all that up.
Okay.
She's too smart to live in Florida.
Yeah.
She's smart.
Well,
I made all that up.
I was up a point so I could afford to. I wanted it to be true because that's a great story. Like, somebody have the presence of mind enough to fake their own death, and the person is dumb enough to think that they actually died.
In my own opinion, I would fake my own death if I read the kidnappers. Like, if I know if I died, they're not gonna cut up my body or burn it or something.
Yeah, that'd be an issue.
That'd be an issue. You gotta read the kidnapper. What would they do if you did die?
Yeah.
Last story, I believe. Let me look at my list. I'm going all over the place to make sure that I'm not going in order. Okay, this was the DUI arrest. Women left scene of crash and found urinating in the side of the road. That's all you get.
Huh. That's true. That's the Florida thing. That's just...
Yeah, I'm gonna go with true as well.
Yeah, that's a true story.
Yeah, that's something super Florida to do.
Yeah, but it's just a hit and run accident, and then she was driving forever, they said, and then she just started urinating on the road because she knew that she was still on the run. But they found her urinating on the side.
What the hell?
Good on you, Florida, for being the butt of everybody's jokes. For good reason.
Is canceled.
Florida is the canceled. I felt proud about that kidnapping story last night, though.
Yeah, that was. I should have known it was fake for how freaking long it was.
I told you it was gonna be a long. I told you it was gonna be a long one, but I thought you guys would probably figure out it was long because I wanted to tell you guys about how she did it instead of just saying she faked her own death from a kidnapper.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
It's the
I wanted it to
one
be true, though.
I'm sorry, I ruined your whole fantasy. It's not true.
Yeah.
I had to figure out fake names too. It was like I literally just thought of Deadpool of these names.
I suppose that probably would have been another giveaway, huh?
If you thought really hard, but they're not.
I've only seen Deadpool once, so.
True.
It's not a movie that you watch again.
Yeah, I only saw Deadpool once,
like,
but I just thought of names from that movie.
Like, Deadpool was a good movie, but it's not like something you go back to and you're like, I'm gonna watch that again. Maybe that's just me, though. I don't like watching certain movies over and over, especially comedies, because they lose their punch.
Who won that? I didn't even take points.
we were.
I think we tied.
Were tied. Yeah, because we each got one that the other one didn't get. So.
Congratulations on the tie. Woo!
No, thanks.
You're both winners. And
everybody's a winner.
Everybody's a winner. Everybody wins here, except the swollen gamer. He loses on this show all the time.
Oh my god.
Call him out.
The tea has been spilled.
As I've been saying that, he tweeted at me.
I hear what you're saying about me.
What do you say, bitch?
Yeah. Just like Brooke. Brooke
unfollowed. Brooke will unfollow me So was swollen at me trying to start beef.
Oh god, we're gonna get into that YouTube beef scene.
I'm ready.
I think I've only had beef with one YouTuber.
It was me.
It was this kid. No, it was this kid. I'm not gonna say his name, but we did a few collabs together. He was just a prick. Then he like called me out because of it was like my 500 subscriber video tribute. And he called me out. Pretty much saying that I was being dramatic. I was like, all right, bitch. But yeah, that wasn't. I didn't go write a diss track about it, so.
On my way to write diss track, I had one beef, and with that, I already told the story like 1,000 times at Indie Popcorn. They can like look it up somewhere. I said it that time. I don't want to give him any more attention. Let's just say, get a fucking hotel if you're going to travel to a convention.
Oh, I think I heard about this one.
Yeah, I feel like I told you or ranted this to you before.
Yeah.
All I gotta say, just get a hotel. But in all honesty, I felt like he just didn't get a hotel because he wanted to stay with a YouTuber and like vlog it and stuff like that. Oh yeah, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
That's not the way to go about it. Then.
I don't know what happened to that person. Their Twitter is gone and their YouTube is gone. So hopefully
they're probably getting so much intense heat from you roasting them.
Yeah, I'm just that person. I just ruined their whole life.
Just had to
probably
pick up all their stuff and move to Mexico.
It's your fault.
Not gonna lie, I was gonna message you, Jake, to start like let's start fake beef. Let's see what happens.
Let's grow on YouTube together. Two unknown, irrelevant YouTubers start beef with each other.
Yeah, I feel like we should continue on the channel just to be stupid.
Both have 15 million subscribers, and secretly they're very good friends.
Best friends. Now, I didn't message you saying that you're my YouTube brother or anything.
No, that's not out there. It's not. Of course, that's how it starts, isn't it? Like, oh, we're really close. And then something behind the scenes happened. Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck you too. I'm going to write a diss track. Except for I'm white, so I can't.
I can't. I'm white too, don't worry. I can't do it.
The whitest black person that I know.
I mean, it's
That's
just...
okay.
No, actually, no. I know a very white black kid that lives in this town.
I'm the whitest. The other kid can suck it.
No, he was raised by a white rich family.
Him, excuse me, can I be adopted by this white rich family?
Yeah, like he's had a good life. Like he's not struggling, but he has a haircut like Fetty Wap.
Oh my
God. He tries to be like super like ghetto. And it's like, yeah. Listen, if anybody can be raised ghetto, it's me because I lived in a trailer and I was very poor as a child. You were always rich, so don't act like you're. And don't act like you got so much swagger. You don't. You're gonna grow up and wear J. Crew and like talk very properly. So, just get this out of your system now, kid, because it's not gonna last forever.
I get it.
But fake YouTube beef. Well, now it's shot because you just admitted to thinking about it.
We can cut this out.
No, we can cut this out. We can still make this a thing. No. I would have thought it'd be a funny skit to do.
It would be. It'd be a lot easier if we lived.
Yeah, it would.
Like show up at your house.
I'd be like
do like whatever those two people's name from Team 10 are and show up at your house.
I get it. I thought I was about to start beef with a YouTuber named Sir Chuckalookating. We had a whole skit idea and everything. Tabitha was gonna be in it. We had a whole big old idea, but we couldn't do it because it was during the whole Paul Brothers thing, and we couldn't because we was poking fun of the way they was vlogging styles and stuff like that, and it would have been a very sensitive topic for people, so we had to scrap that idea.
We my sister and I, when we record our show, we often make fun of them because she does the intros and outros. So oftentimes will start off like a burst of energy, and it's just so Paul Brother-esque. I'm just like, all right, calm down. We're not vlogging for 12-year-olds. We're making a video game show for 12-year-olds.
We all know. Let's hit that like button. Let's get 1 million likes, please.
Oh, can I rant for a minute?
Get it. Go. Have fun.
I just stop. Okay, I never do this, and I would never, and it annoys the shit out of me.
I'm ready.
People that ask for likes at the beginning of the fucking video. It's like, the people are like, can we get this video to like 10 million likes? Or charging rhinoceros will kill your grandmother while she's on vacation in Antarctica. It's like, yeah, they do this all the time. Or people, it's like, comment down below because we always have a Amazon gift card posted in the comments, and you might have a chance to win it if you are one of the first to like and comment this video. First of all, you have no way of knowing who's the first person to like it. You have no way of knowing who's the first person to comment because of how the comments come in. Unless you're only getting like one comment a video. So how the hell are you going to give away an Amazon gift card to the first person that comments and likes on your video if you have no possible way of knowing who the hell it was? And what if that person isn't, you know, a YouTube user? What if they're just like a viewer that doesn't have a quote-unquote channel? Because everybody has a channel if you have a YouTube account. What happens then? It pisses me off to no end. I don't like videos in the first place. There are very few YouTube videos that I'll like. There are YouTubers that I watch that I don't even subscribe to. Because the only thing that matters to YouTube is views. And if I support you, I view your videos. So, why does it matter if you get 10 million likes in the first minute? Because likes don't matter on YouTube. The only thing that matters is retention. So, minutes of your 10-minute video, how in the hell are you helping yourself? You're not. Oh, it just pisses me off to no end.
I get it. Yeah, well, we have to end our podcast. Any last-minute statements?
I think I just did mine.
Yeah.
A long riff.
Yeah.
I really like memes.
Yeah.
Alright.
Two bros chilling in a hot tub, 5 feet apart.
5 feet apart because
they're not gay. Demonetized because he said gay.
Yeah, you said gay. That's not right. Can't do that here.
I just love the Vine. Hi, my name is Jared. I'm 19 and I don't know how to fucking read.
I hate Vine.
I wish you could
I
see
love
how
Vine.
I'm wearing my glasses right now.
So take a picture. I'll put it in.
Alright. Sending you a picture right now.
Let's just all say
I'm
our
sitting-
Twitter. What's up?
I'm sitting like a very disappointed cop in like the middle of a long interview.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit in my chair in my pajamas. I did a lot.
Well, I'm in pajamas. I woke up at 5 p.m. so.
I know. He texted me. He was like, "I won't wake up till like 5." I'm like, "Okay."
I work third shift.
I get it, dude.
All right. Anyways, yeah.
Everybody say
the
that.
podcast.
Say your Twitter handles, and then we can end this.
Jake the Red game, I think.
I thought you just Jake the Red.
Well, I think the actual Twitter name is like Jake the Red Game because someone else had Jake the Red. So, yeah, Jake the Red. Yeah, probably know it. I see it. It's my icon. If you know what that looks like. Put in a picture of my icon.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you. Don't worry.
Alright, great.
Mine's confusing as well.
It's just that's it. Mine's confusing. That's all you get.
Yeah, that's it.
Uh,
You don't need my Twitter.
If you need updates on the channel stuff, you can find me at Spunkytaylor, because I'm like the only simple one here, I guess.
True.
Key to Twitter handles and any social media handles. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Alright, everyone said bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.